Hello, lovely human. Welcome to The Little Flower. If you haven't been to my channel before, my name is Krista and I use the presence and essence of flowers along with the tarot to deliver messages to help you align to your most authentic and abundant nature and path. So for today's reading, the prompt that came to me just before I started setting this up is hold on to hope, why the road less traveled is worth taking. So this is for my people who are walking a path of faith, who are going after their dreams, who are taking their path of intuitive movement as opposed to aligning with the structures and systems and paths that are linear, that are set up by society. If your soul is not called to a path like that and your soul is called to your own unique path and you need a little bit of a motivation boost or an energy boost towards that path, a reminder of why it's worth it, then you're in the right place. So we are going to go ahead and get into the reading. We have 4 groups to choose from today, and I want to mention the 2 flowers I have present today. We have one of my favorite flowers, which is the lavender. It's English lavender. Lavender is symbolic of comfort, serenity, and home. And for me, the smell of lavender is just the most comforting smell ever. It feels like home. That is one reason why I wanted to bring this in a reading that is meant to bring you hope and comfort on your journey. So yes, so we're choosing from lavender here. And then I also want to mention the beautiful aster. It's called the purple stem aster up here. Aster is also one of my favorite flowers. Apparently I like purple flowers because I love purple irises too. That's all clicking to me, right? Oh yeah, I guess purple flowers are my favorite. That's funny. But yes, the purple stemmed aster is symbolic of dreams becoming reality, like grounding dreams into reality. These flowers are said to be the stars of the earth, by the way. They look like little starbursts. So, and if you look up their lore, there's a whole thing like a Greek goddess named Astrea, and there's a whole story behind it. You can look it up. But we're just going to get into the reading. Go ahead and choose group number 1, group number 2, group number 3, or group number 4. Pick the corresponding timestamp down below, and I will see you in your reading. Hello, lovely human. Welcome to The Little Flower. If you haven't been to my channel before, my name is Krista and I use the presence and essence of flowers along with the tarot to deliver messages to help you align to your most authentic and abundant nature and path. So for today's reading, the prompt that came to me just as I began setting things up here is hold on to hope, why the road less traveled is worth taking. So my intention for this is to give you a boost of motivation and energy and a reminder of why it is pertinent that you go after your dreams, why it is prudent. Why are these words coming through? Pertinent and prudent, very proper. Maybe it's this English lavender here. But it's very important. It feels very important, especially, I didn't say this in the intro, your group, it feels very important that you go after your dreams. Important for this planet and important for humanity. You may be my activist. You may be, you don't have to be an activist. You could just be, I think, putting love in the world and putting your creations in the world that bring positivity and love is activism. If you're spreading love, you're an activist. But anyway, so the English lavender is symbolic of serenity, peace, and home. And then we also have purple stem asters here, which are one of my favorite flowers. They are symbolic of dreams becoming material. So they're named after the goddess Astrea, and there's some lore behind her about something about her being turned into a flower or a star falling. I need to do my research, honestly. Okay, so Astrea was the Greek virgin goddess of justice, innocence, and purity, known for being the last immortal to live on Earth during the Golden Age. As humanity grew corrupt, she fled to the stars, becoming the constellation Virgo. Her departure heralded the end of the utopian Golden Age, and her eventual return is prophesied to bring about a new era and peace of peace and justice. Oh, kind of like a Christ-like figure. There's like a prophecy of her return to bring in a new era. That's interesting. I never read that version of it. I've always known the aster flower to be symbolic of, they call them the stars of the earth. So to me, that's very much, the stars coming down and grounding onto the earth in physical form. So that's why I like, in like the star card in tarot, it's about dreams come true. And that's why I like to think of the Aster about is dreams becoming physical material reality. So let that be a confirmation for you that your dreams are absolutely meant to become real on this physical plane. And I definitely know what it feels like to walk a path that is misunderstood, or walk a path that is not linear or not aligned with what traditional success looks like. And it's very uncomfortable on the journey. And I just want to bring you some hope. You know, I want to bring you some comfort, and I want to bring you the messages that your guides would tell you, that your soul family would tell you, that spirit, God would tell you in the middle of this journey. So anyway, sorry, I am so rambling in the beginning of your reading. We're going to go ahead and get into it. We're going to put your beautiful English lavender flower right up here as a little presence for us. And your oracle card is, the moon's wisdom. Take the lead. That could be why it is pertinent that you walk forward with the creation of your dreams, that you walk forward onto this path less taken. The moon's wisdom, take the lead. So it's really feeling like you're going to be a trailblazer. You're going to be a leader in some area, even if you don't intend to. Your innovative way of doing things is going to spark a new wave of, I guess, the way things are done in the field you're in. So it's extremely important that you do this, because if you pave a path and you show and prove that that path is worthy of being taken, and if you succeed, which you will succeed, you will open up doors for so many people. I'm feeling like organizations and the way they function, I'm feeling a shift in systems that be. So I don't know, like I'm seeing school systems, I'm seeing like bureaucracy, like, government could be, or it feels very much like the current systems that are very already streamlined and sometimes rigid and set in their ways. I feel like whatever you are doing is going to help to shift the energy to show there's a better way. There can be a better way to move forward. So I know that's kind of vague, but let's pull a few more cards to get some more context. So I'm going to pull some cards from the Prairie Majesty Oracle. Yeah, you are meant to I heard dismantle. You are meant to dismantle systems and build them back up in a more, streamlined came through earlier too, like in a more streamlined way. You are meant to prove that there's a better way to do things that's more human, that's more allowing of the human condition. So we're moving from a place of rigid structure to a little bit more flexibility, and rather there being structure and boxes to fit in, there are more pillars and guidelines to follow, and that feels more human. We have, is my pursuit both honorable and focused, with mountain lion and stalk. We also have work. What is mine for the doing? Prairie mound ant. Yeah, there's such a strong energy of there's a better, more efficient way to get things done. And with ant being here, the prairie mound ant, it feels like there's this energy of collaboration and cooperation and people working together and following more of an intuitive model, or like an instinctual model, like how ants, they're instinctual, and everything in nature is instinctual, but everything gets done. Everything unfolds purposefully. And so there is this moving away from control and moving into instinct and trusting in the cycles of nature, like connecting more deeply to nature and the flow of things, as opposed to progress for the sake of progress, uphill for the sake of going uphill. There's an acceptance for the ups and downs, the highs and lows of the human journey, and of the journey of work, of progress, of where we're going and what we're building. And then with the stalk, with is my pursuit both honorable and focused, it feels as though you're shifting your perspective and you are moving into a phase where you are more looking at, like with the word honorable and focused, you're looking more about how you're serving the collective. You're looking more about the work you do and the effect it has on the world. You're focused. There's like an external focus. There's this feeling of how can I serve the collective? How can I serve the people around me? I need to be more oriented on their needs and their desires as opposed to just purely following something because I want to follow it. Like we're more focused on our constituents or our customers or our clients, or it's like just an external focus. Like what do they need? I want to rise to the best way I can serve their needs in my unique way. So that's the energy that's coming forward. I feel like so far as the prompt goes, it's like there's like an advice kicking in. And maybe that's what you needed. Maybe you needed more so advice on how to move forward in your journey, as opposed to and I think that advice is going to give you the hope to move forward, because it is a little bit more practical. I'm going to pull a couple cards from the Shaman's Dream Oracle and see what else comes through. Ooh, okay, well, we've got two that kind of shot out. So we have number 32 with jeweled web and connectivity. And then we have number 34 with lay of the land and ancestral wisdom. That's the second time we have the word wisdom here. We have the moon's wisdom. So some of you could be wisdom keepers, especially with leader, take the lead. There's a innate wisdom to you, I believe, that is meant to be expressed. And I believe by you doing that, it's going to lead naturally and effortlessly, lead others into a better way, into a more harmonious way, into a way that's more grounded, connected to the earth, harmonious with humanity and the earth. So I like lay of the land as well. As I was saying, being connected more to the harmony of the earth and honoring the earth. I read that, like lay of the land and ancestral wisdom. So there does seem to be a really profound connection to the earth that you have that others might not utilize. I heard it's like your connection to the earth is a strong suit, is a layer of wisdom that perhaps others who move towards progress for the sake of progress, they don't have that advantage. They don't have the advantage of having an actual connection and relationship with Mother Earth. Mother Earth knows best, and she knows what's sustainable. She knows what's going to thrive. She has the wisdom that you need to sustain yourself over long periods of time, sustain yourselves in the highs and the lows of your journey. She has the wisdom. She knows better than anyone. And so when you're instinctually connected, it's kind of like I'm seeing a squirrel who is going around, bearing the nuts or bearing the acorns. And the bearing of those nuts is something that's done instinctually. That's something that comes natural for the squirrel through evolution. And so you have this instinctual quality to you that you're able to tap into, and you can uncannily see trends or uncannily align to what's truly needed in the collective. And you can, it's baffling to, like, I'm really thinking, this feels very businessy, but it's baffling to quote unquote your competitors, because you're ahead of the game in a way, and it's because of your innate connection to the earth and her cycles. And it's just instinct, it's just your intuition, it's your gut. You follow your gut and you're ahead of the curve for it. So I would say moving forward on this path less traveled, follow those gut feelings, follow those intuitive nudges, allow your innate wisdom to guide you, because that's going to, it may feel like you're going against the grain, or it may feel like you're doing something different from what other quote unquote successful people are doing, but it's because you're ahead of your time, and one day those quote unquote successful people will have to catch up to what you're doing, in a sense. So I'm not trying to pit anyone against each other or say everything's this competition, but I'm just putting it through that lens of, you may feel like you are behind the curve, but you're actually ahead of the curve. So don't get too hung up on doing everything the way everybody else is doing things. Make sure that you're following and staying true to the core of who you are on this path. So I'm going to go ahead and start digging into the tarot. We're going to pull from the Star Seeker Tarot. Oh, I didn't even plan that, but Star Seeker makes me think of those aster flowers as well, and going after your dreams. And I think that's going to be a lot of what all 4 groups are going to be about. It's what do you need to hear right now on this path towards your dreams, basically. Because when people do follow their highest dreams, I really, it's always, isn't it weird how it's like your biggest dreams and the things you really truly want that feel so out of reach. And then like when you go after them, people like along the journey, you feel like people will call you crazy, or people will think you're silly for going after something. Like people will judge you for it. But then once you attain the thing, they will be congratulatory, and they'll look up to you, and they'll be inspired by you. So it's such an interesting process and journey to have to go through. It's like you have to be tested. You have to walk through so much doubt. But I guess that's part of being a part of the collective in a way. It's like this is where we've gotten ourselves to this place of rigid control and trying to just grasp for safety. And maybe that is because we did find comfort and safety, you know, in the recent years of humanity, as like compared to our ancestors who didn't have what we have, like with the medical system and the housing and like the comfort and stability that has come with, you know, our newer kind of way of life. I mean, a lot of it's breaking down, don't get me wrong now, but I wonder if collectively this energy that we've been in the past like 100 years or so is this reach and grasp for control, like that's a boomerang from living in a state of not having control for so long, especially like ancient human civilizations. I mean, I don't know a lot about history, so correct me if I'm wrong. Like, it just feels like if we're living in a tribal environment, it's more survival element, you know, like against the elements, and it's kind of what Mother Nature provides. And we've gotten ourselves to a place where with modern farming and just everything, where, you know, we have anything we want at the drop of a hat. Like we go to the grocery store and we get everything we need. So it's just interesting because I don't know if that rigidity is the problem, and now people are really going even higher and wanting to shoot for dreams so big that they seem unattainable. If that rigidity is that like tension that pulls and tugs on the person who's doing that, I don't know. I don't know, but like it feels unsafe to them or something, so they like project that onto you, and I don't know. It's interesting. I have these aster flowers. They close up at night, so I'm just kind of anticipating that by the fourth reading, they'll be all closed up, which will be kind of cute. It's like morning to night. Okay, so we have the 5 of Swords, the Page of Swords, the 8 of Swords. We have a lot of mental energy. We have the Strength card in the center. That's nice. Aw, we have the 2 of Cups. The 4 of Wands. That's awesome. And then the 9 of Wands. Okay. Feels like the first thing I thought of with this spread of tarot is a balance between, there's like a warmer energy here. There's some like fire element wands energy. This Two of Cups, that's about harmonious reciprocity, reciprocal relationships. And then over here, we've got like the Eight of Swords is rough. You know, it's this feeling trapped or feeling stuck. Five of Swords is about inner conflict or external conflict with others. It's a really rough energy. So I think this is interesting. With the warmer energy over here, and then this card being the Eight of Swords, someone feeling trapped. It feels like you're trapped in this Five of Swords, Page of Swords. And like with that Page of Swords with their sword, and they look like they're kind of flailing about with their sword. And they're focused on this conflict, or they're focused on trying to get something done. And it almost feels like thrashing from within. Like it's like it's the energy of someone who is fighting with all their might to solve a problem or to move forward. But the message here is that the way you're going to move forward is through softness, through gentleness, through listening to that inner compass, through listening to that instinctual nature. This card right here, the hand like reaching out, I'll show you the card itself. There's someone, this person's blindfolded, they're trapped, but then there's someone like a hand coming from the clouds. It could be the hand of the divine or spirit guide, or it could be a support from a loved one or your higher self, or just, like your own will in a way, is offering this freedom. Like, hey, look, you're actually free. And so if you just take this blindfold off and you just observe the reality that you are already exactly where you're meant to be, and that whatever you're walking towards, whatever dream, whatever path it is, whatever you're wanting to attain, it's available to you. Well, it's already yours. That's the energy. It's already yours. And we have to let go of that fight and that struggle. We have to let go of that doubt. We have to let go of that worry. And we have to quit fighting with having this internal battle that is never ending, that doesn't have any, or maybe it's overly reliant on logic. Maybe in a way it's you're letting logic have too much of a say. Because over here, what is available to you, I think there are people who want to support you and who want to love you and who want to make you feel like your life is worth living. I think there are connections that have been missing you. Like both these people in this Four of Wands card are looking this way. It's interesting. They're both kind of, they're like embraced in one another, but like they're both looking over here. And I feel like there are people who are missing you. There are energies and connections that you're meant to confide in, and that could take some of this burden off of your shoulders. You don't have to do this alone. And I think giving yourself a little bit of grace is really important here. I'm going to get I'm going to pull some tarot from the Tarot Landscapes and get a little bit of clarity around that inner conflict. See what's going on there. Okay, we have the High Priestess. Whoa, interesting. And the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords can be very detached, so it kind of makes sense with this warmth and these connections that are available to you if you're detached from them. And maybe there's almost like an energy of wanting to go it alone and just thinking you need to go it alone, or thinking that you don't have support in places where you maybe do. Or maybe there's support available to you in places that you wouldn't expect and that you might need to seek out a little bit. Both of these cards have owls on them, which is actually quite amazing because the landscape cards most of them have different animals on them. So that's pretty wild. That feels like higher self, High Priestess is about intuition. Queen of Swords is a very intuitive being as well. very mental, like very ethereal. So interesting. But over here, I feel like you're being pulled into your heart space. Like you're meant to come or move forward in your life, in whatever endeavors you have, in your connections, through a space of love and through connection to your heart and your soul. And I would say the advice here is to tap into that part of your being, because it is the thing that leads you with the moon's wisdom, and take the lead, and you moving forward and being a leader in whatever it is you're doing. I believe you're meant to lead from the heart. The Strength is a card that is associated with the sign of Leo, and Leos are very heart-centered. That's the energy. So, and they're passionate. And so I feel like, yeah, you're absolutely meant to tap into your heart and reconnect to your passions and reconnect to the epitome of your truest desires. And these could be non-work related, because I really do feel like there's been there's an imbalance here. There's an over focus on work, and there's a disconnection from heart and from soul and from just being human, allowing yourself to be human and feel connected and safe and happy with the way things are as they are, and in the connections that you have. There's a lot of gratitude that wants to pour forth, a lot of there could be new connections that you could sniff out if you really wanted to use that intuition and put it to use in a way that's not so focused on work. But yeah, I think ultimately you are so meant to live from your heart, and that's been missing a little. And I think moving forward, that's going to be the thing that makes this whole path feel worth it. It makes walking this less traveled road, makes it feel like it's doable, you don't have to feel so alone in it. And there are people who want to be there with you, supporting you, uplifting you, and cheering you on along the way. And let them in. Open up to that. And again, just open up to your heart space. And this could be, we did mention something about being more service oriented earlier. Tapping into your heart space could really help you with that. And it could connect you. And then with the jeweled web connectivity, it could connect. And I like that it's 32 reduces to 5, which is a number of change. I think there's a change in your heart with how you feel connected to the web of humanity. And I think this is the key to the next phase of your journey, just aligning to that. So let's see. Let's pull a couple, or maybe one card from the Vibrational Energy Oracle. I looked up and the camera timer said 1737. That's not significant to me necessarily, but it could be to someone out there. I wasn't gonna say it, and then it just kept kind of lingering in my head, so I was like, maybe I should say it. 1737. So that could be like January 7th. No, 37th. January 7th. That could be March 7th, July 3rd. I don't know. It means something to someone out there. Okay, so the card we pulled from the Vibrational Energy Oracle is Arid Wastelands. There's a dryness here, and then there's one little pool of water with a plant coming out of it. And I think that makes perfect sense for what we've been talking about. All that air element has been taking over, and we need to lean more into the heart. And the heart is that cups energy, that water energy. So it really is a perfect explanation of what's going on in your reality. So let's nurture this one, or actually it's kind of an offering. Like it may be an arid wasteland, like it may be very dry, or too airy, but there is this offering to you right in front of you, this love and of this connection and this heart-centered way of being. And so you I don't want to say, I was like, you need to take it, take that offer that's being offered to you in whatever form, that cup of love and connection, and go after it. Maybe there are some things like you need to do to put yourself out there to go after that in whatever way feels right and natural for you, and whatever ideas are coming. And I do think it will be heart-centered. So that's another piece of advice, is moving forward to take this cup of love, drink this cup of love and connection, and connect more into your heart. I think if it feels right to your heart, that's the place you need to move towards when it comes to connections, relationships, when it comes to healing, like mending rifts, whatever it is, like when it comes to your connections. Listen to your heart first and foremost. I feel like, again, we've leaned into the mind way too much and into our intuition. And I feel like there's just an overexertion there with that Five of Swords. It can lead into paranoia, overwhelm, like whatever. I just think if you're moving from love, it just shifts your entire orientation, and it shifts your whole attitude and perspective and approach to your life. So that is your advice. We'll do a few butterfly affirmation cards, and then that will be your reading, your greeting, your greeting. Greet this new open-hearted way of being. Greet these new people, or greet the people that have been in your lives from a place of your heart, from a place of love, a new, refreshed, quenched place. Okay, so we have the door that closes for me is the wrong door. The door that opens for me is the right door. It's as simple as that. It feels like the footsteps that feel easeful and that feel loving and kind and open and welcoming. Oh yes, even as I'm saying it, I feel like a breath of fresh air. Walk towards those places. Fall into those flows. Don't try to pick at something or try to bust down a door that doesn't want to open. When I don't know what is happening, I choose to be curious and excited about what is going to be. And then we have, I am valuable. Many people are thankful for my presence in their lives. Exactly. I think, again, there are people who miss you, people who want you around, people who want to feel your presence and your energy and just want to simply be with you. So again, let them in. Alrighty, thank you so much, group number 1. This was your reading. I hope I see you in another one. Bye. 22:22 as I looked at the camera timer. All right, my lovely human. If you'd like to be supported by me more deeply through powerful energy healing transmissions that serve as monthly anchor points to keep you grounded and aligned to your most fulfilling and abundant path, along with access to a growing collection of exclusive soulful pick-a-flower readings, I'd be honored to have you in the sacred space of my Little Flower Patreon community. My intention is for this space to be a spiritual lifeline to healing, clarity, and soul alignment, a sacred container that leaves you feeling free and safe to unfold into your most authentic and abundant nature. I've made this accessible at just $8 per month, intentionally so as the number 8 symbolizes abundance, balance, and unity. If you feel called, feel free to like, comment, or subscribe to the Little Flower YouTube channel, as all of these exchanges help not only for my channel growth, but for me to feel connected to the fabric of the community who finds their way into the energetic space I've created. Feel free to browse my single infinite prayer energy healing transmissions, check out my adorable merch featuring my bee and flowers logo and the phrase, "Hello, lovely human," and leave me a tip, or in other words, buy me a coffee if you feel called to. Everything you'll need is listed in the description box below. Last but not least, I have another YouTube channel called Soul Hearken, which is my heart and soul in video form. If you feel called to it, I'd be honored to have you over there as well. With so much gratitude, I send you prayers of happiness, peace, health, and wealth. You are honored and loved. Hello, lovely human. Welcome to The Little Flower. If you haven't been to my channel before, my name is Krista, and I use the presence and essence of flowers along with the tarot to deliver messages to help you align to your most authentic and abundant nature and path. So for today's reading, the prompt that came to me right before I started setting everything up is hold on to hope. Why the road less traveled is worth taking. So my intention for this is to speak to those people who are taking that path less traveled, who are trailblazers, who are moving forward on an unknown journey. I mean, it's known to them, but it's also unknown in some ways to the world. And I just want to give you a boost of inspiration, motivation, the messages you need right now, whatever it is for wherever you're at on that journey. So let's go ahead and get into it. You chose group number 2, which is, well, all of them are the English lavender, which is symbolic of serenity, peace, and home. I also want to mention the aster flowers I have up here. They're one of my favorite flowers. They're named after the goddess Astrea. Astrea means star, and they're often called the stars of the earth. So to me, that symbolizes dreams becoming material. The star card in tarot is about your highest dreams coming true. So, or being possible at the very least. So let's go ahead and get into your reading. We'll place your lovely lavender right up here as a presence during our reading. And for your oracle card from the Moonology Messages Oracle, you got moon circles with support. So this feels almost like an extension of group number 1, because that was a lot of telling you to reach out and look for those connections that want you there, you know. But yeah, there's an energy of love and support coming through. There's a message here that you are so supported on this endeavor, this journey, this path, more than you know, because I do think the people who are taking the road less traveled can feel lonely at times. And I think there's just this comforting message coming through that's telling you that you're not alone. You've never been alone. And it feels like, I don't know who it is. It could be spirit guides. It could be guardian angels. It could be people in your life that maybe you're not even aware of. But there's a message here of, we see your bravery. We honor your bravery. We lift you up. We support you in what you're doing. We love you. And from the collective, we need you. We need you doing this. Please do not think that what you're doing has no merit or has no impact, because it does. We need your voice. We need your truth. We need your loving, kind, powerful energy. We need your wisdom. We need your point of view. We need what you have to offer. So continue to walk this journey and continue to stay aligned to the truth of your soul, because she, he, it, they will be so well received by the world at large, by your community, by those whose lives you touch, those whose hearts you touch. It will be so well received. You will be so well received. So continue to align to your most authentic nature and express that as you go along. Okay, so that's kind of your first message that came through with this Moon Circles card. I'm going to pull a couple cards from the Prairie Majesty. I know it can be exhausting sometimes as well. That was a message. I know it's tiring, and I know it feels like you barely make a dent sometimes moving forward, but trust me, every little bit counts. Nothing is unaccounted for. Nothing is, like, no energy is wasted. Every bit of energy that you put in on this journey towards the goal or the dream or the path, whatever it is, the thing that you're walking towards, is worth it. Nothing goes wasted. So we have 2 cards from the Prairie Majesty. We have, how can I safeguard what is sacred to me, with Meadowlark, and protect. As we say protect, we have my aunt and uncle's dog, Arlo, upstairs barking and protecting. In his eyes, he's protecting the home from someone who's coming to pick up my cousin's friend. So that's kind of funny. But we also have nest. Would more tenderness help, with the deer mouse? I was feeling that right off the bat. The English lavender was really feeling very present in that initial message earlier, and it did feel very homey and comforting, and it felt like familiarity. That sense of home and familiarity is so available to you right now. And I think assessing with this, how can I safeguard what is sacred to me, meadowlark, and protect? I think assessing what are your most important values, what is most important, who is most important, and like in your life as it is now, what is most important to you in this moment, in your connections as they are now. There's a heart-centered feeling around that, and that could be a really important step on your journey, just reassessing and pivoting according to that new alignment. Yeah, it's not even really pivoting, it's just like a realignment to what truly matters most. I think honing things in is really important to this group, like bringing things back, getting to the core essence of what you're doing and where you're going. For instance, like if it were me, this could relate to so many different scenarios, but if we're getting to the core essence of, for instance, what I do, which is tarot reading, I could look and see, I want my channel to get this big. I want to do my branding like this. And I want to you could focus on these like more detail oriented, or I could do research on how to get my videos more like visible, more seen, more clicked on. But if that none of that is my ultimate goal, like just getting a big YouTube channel is not my ultimate goal. If I scale back and I look at the pure essence of it, I want to express love into the world. I want to express hope into the world. I want to inspire people to go after their biggest ideals and dreams. I want to help people align to their truest purpose. I want to help people, scale back and make sure that they're following that true purpose and they're aligned to that, and that's their pillar and that's their compass. And I really do think that that's where you're being realigned to right now. Okay, let's pull a couple more cards from the Shaman's Dream Oracle. Okay, so we have we have number 2 with beloved and radical acceptance. And then we have Eye of the Needle, intentionality. Number 17, which is the Star card in tarot. I feel like the number 17 popped out a little bit in group 1 too with the camera timer. But yeah, so I just thought of with beloved and number 2 there being about connections and reciprocity. The road less traveled can also be the road in love less traveled. This can also be a journey where you are seeking a soulmate that is fully aligned and balanced and compatible, and you're seeking that like one-of-a-kind love, and I do think, I hate to say it, but there are people who do settle in love and who just allow themselves to stay in relationships just out of convenience, and we see a lot of that in the world, but you're not going to be one of those people. You're going to look for that one-of-a-kind, healthy, balanced, soulmate kind of love. And that's really beautiful. And that's such a worthy pursuit. So I could also see that, like with this being a road less traveled, reading, and if that's a part of this journey for you, I want to tell you that there is no right timeline for it, and that it is a worthy pursuit to wait, to wait until it feels right, until it's truly aligned. And I think at times we can get hung up on social pressures or expectations, especially women who have a biological clock. But you have your own timeline, and your soul has its own compass, and you're meant to follow that. And there is with radical acceptance there is no shame in the path you're taking in regards to that, in regards to partnership, in regards to creating a family, whatever it may be. There is absolutely so much support backing you for that journey, and the way you've chosen to walk it up until this point, and the way you will continue to walk that journey. So just trust in that, know that, trust that you're exactly where you're meant to be, and that if it is on your heart to find that person, to align with that person, then 100% it will happen for you. And I think just releasing it, letting it go, like staying aligned to the true desire there and the true knowing that it's meant for you, but just releasing it and trusting and enjoying the process along the way, enjoying your life along the way is what's most important. Intentionality, again, really, there is such a honing to your energy here. You are honing in on who you are, how you're meant to serve the collective. There's a piercing energy with the needles. There are 5 needles here, it looks like. 5 is a number of change. There's literally an eye in the middle of that needle. It looks pretty gnarly. I think getting focused on specific goals is going to really serve you on your journey. Okay, so all of a sudden I had this wave of feeling really disconnected, and I was sitting here for a few minutes experiencing it, and I felt very identified with it, which it was such a strange feeling because it didn't feel like, I don't ever feel that way. So I'm assuming it might be an energy that's being experienced in the collective that chose this group. But there was this, why am I even doing this? I feel like I should be doing something else. Maybe I should be pursuing something else. Is this a waste of time? There was a really strong frustration. Like, what is even the point? And with the eye of the needle and intentionality, and 17 being the number of the star, which is about your highest ideals and your dreams and your aspirations, I really think it could really benefit you to get reacquainted with the why behind what you're doing. I think doing some journaling around that, some musing around that, taking a walk and thinking about it, praying about it, aligning to it, maybe doing guided meditations around it, whatever you feel called to do to align to that. But I think that's really important for you, because otherwise I could see how you would want to give up, because it was a very strong, like, just what the hell is the point? Why am I doing this? It doesn't make sense. And I think it was just a part of you that does want to feel more connected and wants to feel more balanced and aligned, like things make sense and like things are working out the way they're supposed to. And I feel like maybe there's been some slowness in things coming to fruition for you, or maybe some detours or like lack of progress kind of thing. And I feel like it's jarred your faith a little bit, but I do want to tell you that your pursuits are worthy pursuits. And if you do reignite over here with this, wow, both cards actually look very fiery. I think you're meant to reignite the passion within, the fire within, the why behind everything. So get to work on that. Get to work on that, because it will light you back up and it will remind you why you're doing everything you're doing. It's super important, not only for you, but for the world. Okay, so I'm going to pull some tarot from the Star Seeker Tarot. Actually, you know what? I want to do the Landscape Tarot. Ah, yes. Okay, so I see I'm feeling like the hope resurging. I'm feeling the light, like a crack, like the dawn of a new day, like a crack of light coming over the horizon. It was almost like if you reinvigorate that passion and your why, it feels like your goals are going to be achieved like very soon after. It feels like one last push kind of energy. Yeah, after I said that, I was like, I'm glad I got that out. And I started shuffling these cards and it just felt, ah, yes, like that hope has returned, that faith has returned. And we have the Star card. Come on, that is exactly why. Your highest ideals and dreams are meant to come true. I don't care what they are. Again, with this intentionality, I think realigning to exactly what you want and not settling. I think you need to make sure, like, do that journaling. What is it that you want? And maybe like do some digging and look at the doubts in your mind and the ways in which you've tried to settle, the ways in which you said, okay, you know what, fine, if I'm not going to be able to get that, then at least I want this. And I don't think that's the way you're meant to move forward. I think you're meant to move forward believing in like the crazy ass dreams that come to you that everybody around you would be like, that's insane. Sure. Like, I'll believe it when I see it, but you know, it's possible for you. Whatever it may be, you need to dream big because they're going to come true, and they're going to come true sooner than you think. They are just beyond the horizon. I promise you. We have the Knight of Cups. Ooh, the Ten of Swords. Interesting. The Page of Swords. The Lovers. I think a lot of you, that could be on your vision board. Finding that harmonious relationship, that beautiful, balanced relationship. And we have the High Priestess and I forgot to mention the Judgment card as well. It feels like, woof, there's kind of a storyline here. We've got the Star where like your visions have been downloaded into your being. You know what you want. The Knight of Cups, I don't know, like you moving towards what you want. And then the Knight of Cups can be this romantic energy, but a lot of times I look at it as something that's alluring, and it almost feels like with this Ten of Swords being here, being about heavy and painful endings, I feel like that alluring energy for you could be feeling like trapped in the past, even though it's already done. Like feeling trapped in past energies that held you back, past doubts, doubts about your capabilities, about your self-worth, about what's possible for you. I think that's something that could be alluring, like a mentality that could suck you back in, and that could, all it's going to do is slow you down. Unless you fully 100% give up on your dreams, give up on what you're walking towards, all that alluring energy is going to do for you is slow you down. So remember that. Remember that when you're in those stuck places, those darker places, that feel outdated, and they feel like old energies, like, oh, I'm stuck in this energy, like, oh, the other day I was so hopeful and I was feeling great, but now I'm stuck in this doubtful, weird energy, and it feels so convincing. It's like, that is something I think you need to be aware of. But again, we're seeing this journey, and then this Page of Swords feels like this lightning bolt of action in a way, like of saying, you know what, I'm not, like more quickly saying, I'm not going to let this energy trap me anymore. I'm not going to let this energy hold me down or hold me back anymore. I'm going to push forward. I'm going to make an effort to get out of this. I'm not just going to sink into it and let it take over, and then like days later I'm finally crawling out of it. No, I'm not allowing it anymore. And then we move into this Lover's energy, which is this beautiful, balanced, harmonious connectivity, this lush energy. So, and then this Judgment is about an awakening. And I feel like I'm just telling you the story here. We'll dig more into the tarot, and then at the end here, we have this High Priestess card, which feels like you are validating your intuition. Like you knew all along. This is a number 2 as well. We have 2 there with the Lovers. So I do think there's, again, I just want to mention, like, there's a person, there's a connection out there for you that is one of your biggest dreams come true. So anyway, but this High Priestess at the end here is this complete validation for you and your intuition. And when you're standing on the other side of this story that's laid out here, you will never question your intuition again, because you will have been proven that it was correct. You will see the results, the fruits of your labor, the fruits of your intention, of following your intuition. You will see the actual legitimate results in your life. You will feel happy, connected, in love, and loved in return. You will feel free and light. You will feel like, and then with this Judgment card right before the High Priestess card, it's making me think of a part of you that has been cautious this whole time, just moving forward without abandon, with abandon, you know what I mean? Moving forward without their caution anymore, moving forward in 100% faith. I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to take this leap of faith. I believe. All of me believes now. I'm not holding on to this caution anymore. I know my dreams can come true. I know all of this is meant to be, and I am standing in the glory of that. So I think there's going to be this moment where even this card feels so amazing. If you look at the imagery, there's a fox kind of dipped down. Almost, it feels like God is reaching down to speak to you and just to tell you, hey, you were right all along. You listen to your inner light, you listen to that guidance, and I made you promises, and those promises have always been meant to be kept. And all you had to do was walk towards it, and you did it. You did it. You walked towards it, and now you're home. Now you've made it. Now you're on this new plateau, and you never have to look back. So that's the energy. That's what you're walking towards. Complete validation of everything, and you'll never return to the fear, the lack, the scarcity, the anxiety, the caution. You'll never return to that, because you'll know, like, this journey was co-created by the divine, and that's the most stable foundation you could possibly stand on, and you know that. So yes, definitely, this is a beautiful journey you're on, and just don't give up and push through, and know that one day you will be standing in the light of the materialization of what you've known to be true all along. So just keep it up. So I'm going to pull a couple cards from the Star Seeker Star Seeker Tarot. And we got a couple oracle cards, and then that will be your reading, group number 2. Oh, and I like that you're group number 2 too, because we've had all this 2 energy, this relationship energy. So just know you're so meant for that soulmate partnership relationship, and it's inevitable. Oh my gosh, another 2. We have the 2 of Swords. Ooh, the Ace of Cups. Gosh, yeah, you do have. Then we have the 10 of Swords again. Interesting. It is in reverse this time, though. I don't typically pull reversals, but sometimes just the energy of them wants, I don't know, sometimes they want to be reversed, so I listen. Okay, so what is this message? With the 2 of Swords and the woman being blindfolded on that card, and the 10 of Swords being about endings, it's really making me think of the past. I mean, you already had the 10 of Swords once. I think the way forward for you is through radical self-love and radical cutting of cords to the past. So whatever energies, especially in relationships, but this can be with other things as well, allow this to resonate how it resonates, but moving forward, you are called to step into, yes, that radical self-love, cut away cords to the ways of being that have been presented to you in past relationships, past endeavors, and know that a fresh, clean slate is available to you. I feel like you're carrying possibly some baggage from the past. Like, I just want to go like this. Like, I want to cut the cord. And then clear that out. Like, get out of here. That doesn't need to be on this journey anymore. I think there may be past relationships, past people, or there could even be people who are dabbling their little energetic fingers in your life still. And you really need to put in, and I think you cutting all of that away is an act of radical self-love, because I think your compassion and love for those people and those energies is almost keeping you sensitive to it or keeping you stuck in it, and you're meant to move forward. And I think you don't realize just how much it's been holding you back until you truly finally let go and you step into your new dawn, your new horizon in that area of your life. So yeah, cut those cords, whether it be the relationship, it could be a work thing, or like past ways of relating to financial matters, whatever it may be. We need to let go of that, and we need to realize that things can be different moving forward. They are different moving forward. They are different now. They are different already. And so I think by cutting away that baggage, it's going to free up space in your life, in your spirit, in your heart, in your soul for the magnification of what is true and what is meant for you, meant for the truest epitome of who your heart and soul is. So that's really, really important to say there. So like we do have that, can I safeguard what is sacred to me? I mean, if you really are serious about going after these dreams and stepping into this new life, this new way of being, this new work situation, this new business, this new relationship, whatever it may be, if you're really serious about it, then the past doesn't need to have a say there. It really doesn't. So, so cut those cords. Let's pull a card from the Vibrational Energy Oracle. Okay, I got 2. It was very secure too. Like it was like 2 only. And then I realized we have the 2. Okay, so the number 2 anyway, it's been very prevalent for you. So we have Huntsman. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. With Huntsman, with this bow and arrow going towards this red dot, and then Eye of the Needle with intentionality, that is giving me that energy again of go after what it is you want, be precise, be serious about it, believe in it. It is an act of radical self-love for you to go after exactly what you want without settling. So if this is like, for instance, a certain amount of money you want to make per month, or a certain type of relationship and non-negotiables you have in that, whatever it may be, we're specifying here and we're being fierce about that specificity. So man, yeah, do some journaling and some meditating on that. And then if things start to trickle in, that's good. But again, don't get comfortable at a level just below what you're really shooting for. Keep going until you get to that, and then maintain that. Once you get to that place that you're shooting for, then you can maintain that for a while and settle with that. Don't settle before you get to it. It's like a really strong, like I'm feeling an urgency around this message. So remember that, write that down. We also have fairy ring. Aw, it's like an inner child vibes. She's like circling around. It looks like she has like sparklers in her hands, and this is beautiful. I feel like dream big. Just allow your inner child to have a say in the direction your life is going. Have fun, play, do things that bring your spirit joy and levity and lightness, and allow yourself to be lifted up by spirit. Allow yourself to be delulu on what you can have in your life, and follow those dreams. Like they are absolutely meant to happen for you. So, alrighty. Thank you so much, group number 2. I am honored by your presence, and I hope I see you in another one. Hi. All right, my lovely human. If you'd like to be supported by me more deeply through powerful energy healing transmissions that serve as monthly anchor points to keep you grounded and aligned to your most fulfilling and abundant path, along with access to a growing collection of exclusive soulful pick a flower readings, I'd be honored to have you in the sacred space of my Little Flower Patreon community. My intention is for this space to be a spiritual lifeline to healing, clarity, and soul alignment. A sacred container that leaves you feeling free and safe to unfold into your most authentic and abundant nature. I've made this accessible at just $8 per month, intentionally so as the number 8 symbolizes abundance, balance, and unity. If you feel called, feel free to like, comment, or subscribe to the Little Flower YouTube channel, as all of these exchanges help not only for my channel growth, but for me to feel connected to the fabric of the community who finds their way into the energetic space I've created. Feel free to browse my single infinite prayer energy healing transmissions, check out my adorable merch featuring my bee and flowers logo and the phrase, "Hello, lovely human," and leave me a tip, or in other words, buy me a coffee if you feel called to. Everything you'll need is listed in the description box below. Last but not least, I have another YouTube channel called Soul Hearken, which is my heart and soul in video form. If you feel called to it, I'd be honored to have you over there as well. With so much gratitude, I send you prayers of happiness, peace, health, and wealth. You are honored and loved. Hello, lovely human. Welcome to The Little Flower. If you haven't been to my channel before, my name is Krista, and I use the presence and essence of flowers along with the tarot to deliver messages to help you align to your most authentic and abundant nature and path. So for today's reading, my prompt that came through just as I was about to set everything up is hold on to hope. Why the road less traveled is worth taking. So I just want to give you a boost of motivation, inspiration, and a reminder of why it is so important that you go after your dreams and you take that road less traveled. So let's go ahead and get into your reading. You chose the group number 3, and the flower for today in all 4 groups is the English lavender, which symbolizes hope, serenity, home, and comfort. And I also want to mention the aster flowers I have up here because I love asters. They are the stars of the earth. They are symbolic of dreams come true, dreams becoming material. And I just want to also notice that they're starting to close up. They kind of open, they stay open in their starburst during the day, and then at night they slowly start to close, and it just got dark out not too long ago. So yeah, they're closing up, and it's like it could be symbolic of the closing of a cycle, like a day to night kind of thing. So I'm curious if that'll come into play in the reading, but we'll see. So let's go ahead and get into it. So I'll place your lovely lavender right up here as a presence during our reading, and if she has something to say, I'll let her say it, but most often they kind of just hang out. But your overarching theme oracle card from the Moonology messages is Moonset. Yep, Moonset. That's so interesting, like sunset, releasing. So, but it's kind of an interesting dichotomy because if you think about moonset, that would be more nearing the sunrise. So there's kind of a juxtaposition there. There's kind of a bit of a paradox there because we were talking about the star, the Astrea, the aster flowers closing up at night, and then this is moonset, and this is getting deeper into it with the moon setting past the horizon, and it might be it's giving me it's darkest before the dawn. It's giving me that moment when everything's dark just before the sunrise, the crack of light comes over the horizon for the sunrise. So that's interesting. This could be the energy of the path you're on right now. It could feel murky, it could feel dark, but it's also giving me hermit vibes, like that, holding on to that starlight within you to guide the way, that little lantern that you have, that little compass inside of you, you know, that guides you forward. That is the vibe right now. All right, let's pull some more cards to get to some more context. I'm going to pull from the Prairie Majesty Oracle. I was listening to some healing, like meditation music on my ear pod, and I had to take it out because it just felt a little overwhelming. I feel like the energy of your reading right now just wants this calm, quiet stillness. Okay. I'm getting a vibe of the stillness that you, like just before the brink of massive change or a massive influx of something in your life. There's a message here to embrace this time of stillness, to really sink into it, to really take out moments for quietude, because it won't be like this for long. And that's a positive message, but it's also one of those you want what you can't have kind of things. Like, of course you want success, you want something to grow or change, you want something new to come in your life, but there's this beauty to this moment of stillness before the fruition of your dream come true. And I believe the divine is calling you into an alignment with this moment of stillness and a sinking into it, a deepening into it, and finding and rooting in more deeply than ever into that inner compass of yours, those roots of yours that you've built, you've grown, the seeds you've planted and tended to, those roots that have stabilized themselves, the plant that has matured. You're meant to step into that and stand in it and anchor yourself in that, because you're going to need this rootedness. You're going to need this groundedness in the next phase of your journey. Yep. We have, what am I opening into? Eastern tiger swallowtail. It's a butterfly, and the key word is emerge. So you are about to burst out of your cocoon and become that butterfly, and your whole world is about to shift. Think about a caterpillar who crawls on the earth eating leaves. It's like its own bug, right? Well, you're about to become the butterfly, and it's a complete transformation. Your world is completely different. You're seeing from a higher vantage point. You're existing in the color of the flowers. You're existing on the breeze. It's amazing, the shift that is happening in your life. It's powerful and it's huge. It's this internal shift that begets this external shift. Like, everything is changing around you, and it is the beauty that exists within you being reflected back to you from the world around you. We also have protect. Group number 2 got this. How can I safeguard what is sacred to me? Meadowlark, protect. So in your reading, it's really feeling like moving forward, things could get a little, like, if you're not rooted in the sanctity of what got you here, the sanctity of your morals, your values, your cause, your mission, your truth, if you're not rooted in it deeply, then, first of all, you will always find your center. You're so rooted. I can feel that. I know that. But I feel like this anchoring is going, like, there's just such a strong message to anchor into the pillar of light and truth that is your mission, that is your true soul essence, that is the reason why you've been walking towards what you're walking towards, the ultimate truth of it all. Like, even as I'm speaking, I'm feeling the energy going downward. It feels like it's going into the earth, rooting, grounding, and like there's no end to this grounding. Spend some time like laying on the grass, sitting with some trees, leaning up against a tree, connecting to the earth. This is very needed for you right now. It could get overwhelming, I'm hearing. It could like, okay, how do I put this? It could mess with your footing, even though what you're achieving is something that is divine and something that is meant for you. It's still new to you. It's still something like a realm of existence, success, freedom, whatever it may be, love, that is still new to you. So rooting into what you know to be true about who you are is going to be this beautiful anchor point that you can continuously go to, that will keep you grounded and keep you feeling safe and keep you feeling like the sanctity of your path is uncompromised. I'm going to pull a couple cards from the Mystical Shaman it's the Shaman's Dream Oracle. Hope I didn't say Mystical Shaman for the last ones. Okay, so we have dances on one foot. We have a moth, which is very similar to the butterfly energy. I mean, caterpillar turning into a moth, same thing, completely different being, except for butterflies are ruled by the sun and moths are more so guided by the moon, which is And this says balancing act. So again, I mean, that's confirmation for everything I was saying. You're going to want to find a balance moving forward, because your soul is meant to feel very sane and very human and very safe and grounded in your body. And you're still going to feel like the same old you in some ways. It's just your experience of life is enhanced so greatly that, yeah, it's just that feeling of, since it is new territory, you could get lost. That's the vibe. You could get lost. So let's focus on staying connected, like really aligning to what is true for you. There's a remembrance that wants to come through you of what is most important. There's a determination and conviction that needs to be deepened into before you move forward. We also have number 37 with Magician Sword. Confidence in your magic. Whatever you're creating, whatever you're building, this is something that you are creating intentionally. I heard with power and prowess. So you know what you're walking towards. You instinctually are guided. I'm seeing a jaguar or like a wildcat jumping on its prey and grasping something and achieving something. That sounds kind of intense, but there is a honed focus energy now that's coming through. And I think you focusing on what you're manifesting and creating in your life, coupled with your deepening and your rooting into your core essence, your core mission, the reason, the why, is going to be this masterful combination that will get you where you need to be. So I think one thing that rooting into that why is going to do for you is helping you to fiercely, from this instinctual place, recognize your worth of what you're wishing to attain in the material world, in the spiritual, in all the worlds, in all the realms, but in particular the material world. What you're wanting to attain in the material world, what you're wanting to reflect back to you in the material world. There is this, I am worthy of this. I am capable of achieving it and getting it. I am going to, there's like a waiting around almost energy, how a tiger stalks its prey, a calm, a quiet. It's taking me back to that calm stillness we were talking about earlier. There's a launching happening, and you're the one launching it. You're the one making it happen. You're the one deeming yourself worthy and going after it, and you're going to achieve it. You're going to get that thing that you're going after. And again, these two, the balance between that rootedness and that soulfulness mixed with the action taking and the external focus, knowing what you want and what you're going after, it's an unstoppable mix. All right, let's pull some cards from the Tarot Landscapes. And I like the two numbers we have so far. We have a 9, and then we have a 37, which reduces to 10. So that is you launching. 9 and then 10 you've achieved. Like, we're jumping straight to completion here. Oops. We have the 8 of Cups, which wants to be over here for some reason. The 8 of Cups is about walking away from what does not serve you. We have the Moon card, which I think makes a lot of sense for this energy we've been talking about. I like that it's underneath the moth there too. We have the Page of Pentacles. Yes, new material reality, new material beginning for sure. Ace of Cups. Yes, your worthiness, your self-love. That's going to guide you. It's going to give you the motivation to go after what you want. We have the Three of Swords, the Ace of Wands. In this particular deck, I do tend to think that this is the Ace of Pentacles. It's this wood. It just, if you look at this card, it really looks like that would be an Ace of Pentacles card. So I like to mix it. I like to think it's both Ace of Wands and Ace of Pentacles, which, come on, think about that. Think about that. Ace of Wands is action taking, inspiration, going after what you want, taking a step. And then the Ace of Pentacles is the material reality. It is a new beginning in the material reality. And you have the Page of Pentacles as well. So whatever this is that you're going after, it is for you. It is meant for you. It's always been yours. And you have the word prowess keeps coming through. You have the prowess to go after it and get it and achieve it. I really think that's coming through because the message here is that you are so worthy of fiercely protecting your dream and claiming what is yours, in the material realms. I think sometimes as spiritual beings, we can get hung up on maybe recognizing that we are worthy of something without being tenacious enough or bold enough or brave enough to truly claim it and take it as our own, in the recognition, of course, that there is abundance all around us. So of course, why wouldn't I have mine? The most loud and present card so far is this Ace of Cups. It is overflowing. It feels like a wellspring, just overflowing, coming from that. Ooh, that's an actually interesting metaphor. The deepening into the earth. It felt like it did almost in a way. I mean, not like drilling, but it felt like it was drilling. I mean, yeah, drilling in a way, like your root chakra going down deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into the earth. And I wonder if there is a wellspring down there, metaphorically speaking, but it will materialize as well. A wellspring of abundance, because yeah, it feels like this water is coming up from the earth. This Ace of Cups is coming up and overflowing, and it's coming out of you. So that's super interesting. And with the talking about going after and jumping on, pouncing on what we want, it feels like this advice, this initial advice that came in to deepen into your root, is actually a mechanism that is going to launch you into your abundant reality. So there might be something deep down into your root, and it feels like it's linked to worthiness. It feels like it's linked to a recognition of there's enough for everyone, and this is what is meant for me. And this is a channel that I can open up that is everlasting. And so moving forward, I can share with others not only my own resources, my own abundance, but I can share with them how to deepen into and find theirs as well. Very beautiful. Those grounding meditations, it sounds, I mean, of course it would make sense. Why wouldn't it make sense that grounding meditations would help to bring you abundance? Because if you're connecting to the material realm, the earth realm, then that's going to make you feel more comfortable receiving on the earth plane in that rooted way, in that real tangible way. So yeah, do that. Do that. Meditate on the earth. Do grounding guided meditations. Go outside and connect intentionally to the earth on your own. Whatever you feel called to do, but that's going to be your key moving forward. I think right now you're in an energy of murkiness, as we mentioned right off the bat. The moon is about murkiness. It's about things not really being clear, things kind of being like feeling illusion-y and I mean, I even kind of feel it when I'm trying to channel. Like I'm having a hard time finding the words, and I'm less clear and concise, I think, than usual. I feel like I'm kind of, I mean, at least I feel a little all over the place. Maybe I'm not coming off like that, but with the moon and the murkiness, it's like you have to feel your way around this phase of your journey. You have to use those animal instincts. You have to use, it's like I'm feeling like scent. It's like an animal, like a cat, like we were talking about. It's like your eyes are closed and you're intuiting your way through. You're using your ears, your scent, your sense of touch and just, and that does make me think that does feel very earth element, and like being more in your body and in your senses, your five senses, not even, but for some reason eyesight's closed down. We want to listen. We don't want to look, because looking feels like it's perceiving something outside or looking out. And this is, you're taking things in, like you're listening, your sense of, it's like a spiritual sense of smell is heightened for you and during this time. So yes, so if you've been feeling confused or overwhelmed or feeling like you don't know if you're taking the right steps, that's because you're meant to go within and feel your way through it. And there's also another message here that says it's okay if you feel like you're going in the wrong direction. Just keep moving and keep trusting that inner compass, and know that you're not going in the wrong direction and that you're exactly where you're meant to be. Just as the cocoon of the moth, sorry, I'm having such a hard time finding words. The moth turns into that, cocoon, and just you're in that phase of melding and deconstructing and like not really knowing what's happening. But it's just like you're that moth just before it starts to beat its wings against the sides of the cocoon, and like that crack of light's about to show through, and you're about to be soaring through the air. So that's exactly where you are. I just want to tell you that you're not lost. You're not, like, the confusion is by nature. So you're exactly where you're meant to be. And I feel like with the Eight of Cups being here, it's about walking away from what's not serving you. Moving forward in this instinctual way, you have no choice but to walk away. The caterpillar has no choice but to go into the cocoon and become the butterfly. It has no choice. It's instinctual. It's natural. This is your natural way. This is your soul's natural evolution. So, trust in that, I think. If maybe there are lingering feelings or worries that maybe you're not doing enough to release the past, but if you're following this internal journey, then you absolutely are doing enough. And what is no longer meant to be in your life will naturally fade away. So please just let go, trust in the process, and know that you've got this. You've got this. Surrender, completely surrender to this, because nothing but amazing things are on their way to you. I'm curious about the Three of Swords. We have a polar bear on a chunk of ice, and it looks like he just killed something because there's a bunch of red in the water. But it also is giving this ice melting, like Arctic caps melting kind of thing, global warming. It's making me think of old systems and structures that are failing and that are like late stage capitalism vibes, like things that are starting to crumble, like the cracks are starting to show, the last gasp of air, through the death of the patriarchy kind of thing. It feels like you're a part of this new era that's being ushered in, and there could be a part of you in some weird way, like in some underlying way even, or maybe conscious way, that is clinging to old ways of being. And there could be a concern that walking away from traditional values and ways could be a mistake, that you could be throwing your life away or throwing something away that matters or something you need, or like a sense of security. It feels like a letting go of a sense of security that was never really true security because it wasn't built on solid foundations. It wasn't built on a reverence for the earth or for humanity for that matter. It was something that was built on, and not to say this is something you built, but this is something we're all kind of existing within. And we all have our own weird attachments to it and things. But it was something that was built on greed and control. So I think moving forward, you're walking away from those systems. And for some reason, it's almost like it's scary. Like it's scary to walk away from those systems. It's scary to walk away from relying on the old way or living in that paradigm, because that's where like most of the world gains their security from. So if you're walking a path that's, this road less traveled, where your security is coming through God and coming through instinct and walking and doing the thing that is uncomfortable, doing the thing that's different, being the leader, being the path forger, if you're walking that path, then it could feel I could see how you would feel very insecure at certain points on the journey, because when everybody and everything is reflecting back to you that that's not right or that's not viable, then I could see how that would make you feel like you're going in the wrong direction, but you're not going in the wrong direction. You're going in the right direction. And people who are too deeply attached to old systems are eventually going to get this wake-up call that they have to release those attachments, that the human journey and human life and living in a soulful way is more important to human beings, to the earth. Like honoring the earth, honoring our natural cycles is so much more important to the future of humanity than just surrendering to these outdated ways of being that don't leave room for humans to be humans. So yeah, I think with the Ace, we have the Ace of Wands and the Two of Wands. Moving forward, you have so much beauty and love and light and inspiration and passion ahead of you. You have a life to live that is the dream, your dream. And it's worth it. It's absolutely worth walking through the doubt, the insecurity, the fear, the negative projections of others onto you. It is absolutely worth it, because you were meant for a life of passion and love and ease and flow. And this is built and co-created with the divine. So when you're in that space, when you land there, you will have nothing but the deepest sense of security, and all of those false senses of securities and attachments that you had to the past ways of doing things will be nowhere to be found, because your root chakra will be so deeply rooted in the divine, in the beauty and the power of the earth, and you will have no concerns or worries whatsoever that you've walked in the right direction and that you're forever secure and safe and rooted and held and provided for and able to live your mission out and give to others and spread this love and abundance and joy to others as well. So mic drop. Beautiful. That is where you're headed. I'm going to pull a few cards from the Star Seeker Tarot, and then we'll do maybe a couple oracle cards, and then we'll move forward. I'm definitely going to do, I didn't do the butterfly affirmations for group 2, but I'm going to do them for you because of all this butterfly symbolism. Wow, we have another Ace of Wands. That's wild. And then we have the Seven of Swords. And I'm going to get one card from this vibrational energy to get some. Seven of Swords is like something that's hidden, or it can be a sneaky energy. I'm not feeling the sneaky vibe. I'm feeling like the hidden vibe, like something you're not seeing or something you're not showing. This feels like someone's hiding something. Like maybe you're hiding something that's meant to be unearthed. Okay. We have, interesting. We have Forbidden Fruit, Ace of Wands, and Seven of Swords. What is this message? Is there a part of you that hides what you're walking towards? Your dreams, your aspirations. being this forbidden fruit, maybe. Just bear with me in this. I'm just kind of musing for a moment. Is there a part of you that hides it for fear of it being contaminated, for fear of other people projecting their doubt onto it? There's a feeling of hiding away your gifts, your aspirations, the things you really truly want from the world around you, because you think you'll be judged for it, or you think, again, that like, what if it holds me back? But there's something here about sharing your dreams and aspirations in the right circles, and that being something that helps to carry them forward. There's something here about your biggest ideals, like the ones that, like the big life goals that you know are your big lifetime achievements that you want to make, and sharing those with people, putting those out there. Because I think if you're setting your sights as high as your sights can go, then the next rung or the next level that you want to achieve or meet won't feel so big. It won't feel like it needs to be put on a pedestal, because you're shooting like way higher than that even. So there's almost like a feeling of it being able to be integrated into your nervous system more easily if you stay focused on the overall overarching goal of things, like the highest ideals, and know that, you know, these stepping stones to get there, they're just matter of fact. Like, it was always meant to go this way. I can't reach that higher ideal up there if I didn't take this step. So like, whereas before, if you're like, you know what, I just want to get to the next step, and like that feels almost unattainable at times. You're like, oh, I just want to get there. It's like, let's keep working to get there. But let's set our sights higher, and let's let that be our motivation in life. And I feel like seeing like everything from that higher vantage point is going to shift and reorient your perspective to a point where everything feels more effortless, everything feels more inevitable, and everything is more exciting in a way. That's an interesting message. So yeah, come out of the closet with your dreams. What do you want? What do you really want? Share it with the world, because it's not going to hurt anything. Share it with yourself even, you know, like let it be a prevalent part of what you're walking towards. Don't just think about the next thing. Think about the big thing. Yeah, that's your message. So I'm going to pull a couple affirmation cards from this butterfly deck, and then that will be your reading, group number 3. And I love that you're group number 3 too. It is a card or a number of expansion and growth. So it does remind me of a butterfly coming out of a cocoon, like time to expand, time to fly. We have everything happens according to divine timing for the best results, which I totally agree. I'm sure you've heard this before, but the butterfly can't be helped out of the cocoon, because it's an integral part of being in the cocoon to strengthen the wings, to be able, like, the butterfly needs to do it on their own. And that's kind of where you're at, like this, you aligning to your instinct and aligning to your worthiness and what you want, and going after this on your own. We also have, I let go of the past, I trust in the future, and I accept the present moment. Yes. We are radically accepting where we're at, radically loving where we're at, loving ourselves, and we are trusting that all of that old, icky, yucky, hold me back energy is just going to naturally fall away if we just surrender and trust and walk towards these bigger dreams. 2 more. We have, every day I am stronger, braver, and wiser. I live and grow in harmony with the universe. And lastly, we have, it is safe for me to explore unknown worlds and try new things. Yes, you are about to enter into so many new experiences of life. And again, like rooting into your solidity and your groundedness is going to help moving forward so much. But I feel like you've got this, you know where you're going, just keep going, and yeah, focus on those big dreams and don't give up, and your life is just going to be beautiful. So alrighty, thank you so much, group number 3. It's an honor to channel for you, and I hope I see you in another one. Bye. All right, my lovely human. If you'd like to be supported by me more deeply through powerful energy healing transmissions that serve as monthly anchor points to keep you grounded and aligned to your most fulfilling and abundant path, along with access to a growing collection of exclusive soulful pick a flower readings, I'd be honored to have you in the sacred space of my Little Flower Patreon community. My intention is for this space to be a spiritual lifeline to healing, clarity, and soul alignment. A sacred container that leaves you feeling free and safe to unfold into your most authentic and abundant nature. I've made this accessible at just $8 per month, intentionally so as the number 8 symbolizes abundance, balance, and unity. If you feel called, feel free to like, comment, or subscribe to the Little Flower YouTube channel, as all of these exchanges help not only for my channel growth, but for me to feel connected to the fabric of the community who finds their way into the energetic space I've created. Feel free to browse my single infinite prayer energy healing transmissions, check out my adorable merch featuring my bee and flowers logo and the phrase, "Hello, lovely human," and leave me a tip, or in other words, buy me a coffee if you feel called to. Everything you'll need is listed in the description box below. Last but not least, I have another YouTube channel called Soul Hearken, which is my heart and soul in video form. If you feel called to it, I'd be honored to have you over there as well. With so much gratitude, I send you prayers of happiness, peace, health, and wealth. You are honored and loved. Hello, lovely human. Welcome to The Little Flower. If you haven't been to my channel before, my name is Krista, and I use the presence and essence of flowers along with the tarot to deliver messages to help you align to your most authentic and abundant nature and path. So the funny thing is you're group number 4, and you're the last group, and that song came to me, one more time, and one more time, of course, but then I started doing some weird celebration dancey thing in my chair. I was like, woo, I just felt celebratory. And then I realized that song is I'm gonna celebrate and dance for free. Anyway, one more time. Okay, so I think if you don't have something to celebrate already, you absolutely are going to have something to celebrate very soon, group number 4. So open your heart to what there is to celebrate. I almost feel like you're called in this moment to celebrate. Just do the motions of it. Do the energy, get into the energy of celebration. What does that feel like to you? And what do you want to celebrate in your life? I feel like you're being called to get into the energy, the flow of what you want to celebrate, what you want to see happen, and do it as if it's already true, because that is manifestation 101, right? You get into the energy of it. You get into the flow as if it's already here. And I feel like, yes, that's what we're doing right here, right now. Let's do it right now. Yeah, let's get into that flow. What is it that you want to celebrate? I'll do it with you. I don't know what this looks like, but I'm celebrating with you as we speak. Let's just get into that vibe. Good job, group number 4. You did it. You made it. I'm so proud of you. You made it. I can't believe it. I mean, I can believe it because you're so amazing and you're so powerful, and you walked towards this diligently. You knew what you're creating. You did it from heart and soul. You manifested this. You made it. Good on you. You deserve it. Okay, that's my way of celebrating you. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into your reading. You chose the group number 4, of course, and the flowers today are all English lavender, which are symbolic of home, serenity, and peace. And then I also want to mention the asters we have here. They're all starting to close up because it's getting late, but asters are called the stars of the earth. They're named after the goddess Astrea, and they're symbolic of dreams becoming material, dreams grounding into reality. So I just wanted to mention them because they're one of my favorite. Well, they're actually called purple stem asters. These ones are purple. Most asters are white, but anyway, let's get into your reading. We'll put your lavender right up here as a presence for us during the reading, and your overarching theme card from the Moonology Messages Oracle is Moon Magic with Transformation. Okay. It's giving Fool card energy and Moon card energy, of course, but because the 2 dogs are giving Moon card, but it was more so the two dogs being these companions was making me think of Fool card. It's also giving magician energy with her hands being up with the fire element in her hands as if she's about to create something or manifest something. It's giving chariot. So it's giving major arcana. We'll just say that. It's giving major arcana. So major life transformation. I'm going to pull a couple cards to get some context around this from the Prairie Majesty. All right. What transformation is group number 4? Your transformation is locked in, I heard, especially with the number 4 being about security and structure and things just being rooted. But yeah, your manifestation, your creation, your celebration is locked in. Something is locked in for you and is now inevitable. Oh, this is beautiful. Why do I never get this card in this deck? I never get this card, but I love rabbits. What role is mothering energy playing in my life? Eastern cottontail with nurture. And there's a mama rabbit and a couple baby rabbits here. It's so cute. This is so sweet. Are some of you mothers? I mean, these babies, there's such like a sweet childlike innocence here. And the mothering energy. What role is mothering energy playing in my life? I'm going to pull another card and just get more. And then we have the ladybug. What if everything is already working out? Exactly. Charm. I'm kind of feeling like the earth, like Mother Earth, wants you to have your dream come true. Wants you to walk towards what you're walking towards. And I forgot to mention, I can't believe I didn't mention the prompt for this reading is hold on to hope. Why the road less traveled is worth taking. So sorry, I was so excited about that celebration energy. But my intention, of course, for this reading is to bring you into a sense of inspiration and hope for where you're walking, and just to help you feel like you're not alone, that you're seen on your journey, and that what you're walking towards is viable and real. The fact that this is a collective energy tells me all I need to know. The collective is sick and tired of the old ways, literally sick and tired of the old ways, and they want change. They want transformation. They want to be able to live in this sense of softness in their childlike nature. They really don't, nobody wants to be working their life away for a soulless company. Nobody really wants to be giving their time and their energy away just to barely make it by. And we're all waking up to the reality that we can create a new future. And all we have to do is follow. We can co-create with the divine by following our inspiration, following our passions, following our mission, our soul, following our intuition, and walking towards our vision and our dreams. We can help to create a brand new world by doing that. And that is exactly what you're doing. Ladybugs are my sign for good luck, for benevolent spirits looking out for you. Again, with that Mother Earth energy, it feels like there are nature spirits. There's magic all around you, just guiding you forward and reminding you that you're on the right path. Oh, again, and rabbits are my sign for it. You are exactly where you're meant to be. So just trust that, know that. What you're walking towards is so real and so viable. And you're meant for peace. You're meant for a sense of safety, a sense of knowing your family is safe. You're meant to experience life in a gentle way and help others to realize that they're meant for that as well, and they're worthy of that as well. We don't all have to just abide by the way things are. We can help create a better world for our future, for ourselves, but also for our future, our descendants, the future of humanity, the children. We can make a better world for them. We can work towards that now. It is possible. I'm going to pull a couple cards from the Shaman's Dream Oracle. One more time. Feeling so free. Gonna celebrate, celebrate, dance. 3. One more time. Maybe one more time is a nudge. Like, just try another step. Take one more step. Do it one more time. You've got this. You're almost there. It kind of feels like that. Like trial and error. Keep trying until you get it right kind of thing. We have number 2 with beloved and radical acceptance. And then we have falling angel, spiritual narcolepsy, number 19. I almost want to read from the deck for that because what does that mean? I am going to read from the deck. Typically the number 19, or yes, the number 19 in tarot symbolizes the sun, which is, it's kind of similar energy to what I was picking up, that childlike nature. Okay, so falling angel, falling unconscious, spiritual narcolepsy. You're being cautioned now to not fall asleep or go unconscious. You have been flying above the strife and suffering of the world in angelic bliss. However, you risk being seduced by the beauty and comfort of your situation and losing track of your aspirations, your wings. As you fall, you pick up speed, heading toward the trees below and possibly a nasty landing. Remember that all you need to do is stop being a falling angel. To stop being a falling angel is to spread your wings, to halt your descent, and then find an updraft again. Do not be seduced by the fallen angels, your supposed friends and companions who are ready to use you for their pleasure. And sorry, this is kind of intense. I'm going to take the message from it and then we'll see. And have only their own interests in mind. As you soar once more in flight, receive the gift of the falling angel as an invitation to study the forest from above the trees. In other words, to analyze your situation from a higher perspective without being entangled in its thorny branches. Once you understand what needs to be done, head back to your lofty heights and stand by for the right moment. Action you take now may backfire. Stay conscious and wait until you are guided to change. You will know when the time is ripe. Okay. So an energy I was picking up on earlier as I was speaking was, especially with this motherly energy, was a concern for the way the world is going. I could see being a mother would be really tough if you're plugged in constantly to the terror of the world. Sorry, I'm not laughing about it. There are really crazy, horrible things happening in the world. But there's this warning to not get caught up in the fear of what could be, that collective, like it was saying, friends, like your friends, your family, those ones around you. But I almost feel like it could be something you're doing where you're plugged in online and you're connected to the fear energy and the currents of that. And once you're plugged into that, the algorithms just feed you more and more and more of it. And that could be symbolic. Even if you're not online, it's deepening into fear. And the more you deepen into that fear, the more there's just more and more and more. The more you give it attention, you give it creed, you believe in it deeply, or you are paranoid about it. Like the more you dive into it, the stronger it gets. And there's this feeling of don't let yourself just crash and burn with all of this, because it's just fear. And it's just fear. I don't know what else to say other than it's just fear. It's not real. Whatever it is that you're concerned about, and this doesn't have to be current events, as I was speaking about, and the motherly energy. Whatever it is, or maybe even like with the motherly energy, you have something you're birthing into the world and you're worried someone's going to take it away from you, or you're worried it's not going to be sustainable, or whatever the case may be. Those fears are unfounded. I'm telling you that right now. And you are safe and your family is safe. I said that earlier and I'll say it again. You are safe. Your family is safe. Your dreams are safe. Everything is held in by the divine. You are meant to have these highest goals and visions that are on your heart and soul. And do not let any energies of the people around you, of the people online, of the current state of the world, talk you out of what you know to be true for yourself and for your family and for your life moving forward. Period. So I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards from the Tarot Landscapes. Fear has no place here. You've got so much to celebrate, so many good things. And there are way more. Most people are good. There's a lot of good things happening in the world, just that the bad things get the most attention, unfortunately. And it sparks fear and it creates a situation where people feel frozen. But really, what we're meant to do is we're supposed to be sparked to create change. We're meant to be sparked by, if we see something in the world we don't like, the healthy way to respond to that is to say, you know what? I might not be able to help that exact thing directly, but I can go out and I can spread love and I can spread humanity and I can change people's minds just through my presence or through my work or through my words, or the way in which I move about the world. I can sow peace instead of sowing the fight. Okay, so we have the Eight of Cups, walking away from what no longer serves. The World, love that. That's a card of completion. Temperance. Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. We have the Tower. Yeah, there's an energy of things crumbling around you and it really instilling some fear, like you're going to lose something or that you're unsafe. But you are not unsafe. You are just walking through an insane transformation, an insane change in your life. And it makes total sense that you're fearful and that you're insecure. It makes total sense. These feelings will not last. Deepen into what you know to be true, what you've always known to be true, that you are safe, that you are worthy of good, you are worthy of love, that you are a powerful force of love in the world, and that everything is going to be okay. Everything is going to be great, amazing even. You have, I keep wanting, you have so much to celebrate. There are so many things to celebrate that you're overlooking in your life. So many beautiful things. Your life is what you make it. Your life is what you choose into. What do you choose into? Are you going to put your phone away and stop diving into fear-mongering energies? Are you going to block out the voices that tell you what you want aren't possible? What is it? Are you going to stop confusing yourself and just trust in your footsteps before you? That they're going to move you forward, standing in the light of your dreams come true? It's up to you. Aw, Three of Cups. That's a card of celebration. That's a card of community and harmony and community and being uplifted and seen. We have, the Four of Cups. Okay. Four of Cups. This is a really beautiful card. The landscape here. There's a heron. Herons are very solitary birds, I've read. The Four of Cups, typically, I think it actually makes sense because I was telling you there are so many things that you're not seeing. There's so much beauty being offered you right now that you're not able to see because you've been more focused on worries and concerns. And then we have the Three of Wands, which is a card of expansion and growth. I mean, and temperance is, there's a lot, again, we were talking major arcana. You do have 3 major arcanas here. Temperance is a card of powerful alchemical change. So there's a feeling of a transformation, I think, that you've been resisting a little, or a lot, but it's interesting because on the other side of that transformation is everything you hope and dream for. So it's interesting that there's a resistance around it. I wonder what that's about. There's a clinging, an unwillingness to truly let go and move forward. I'm going to pull a few more tarot cards from the Star Seeker and get some clarity around that thought. The idea of holding on to something that's meant to be let go of. And maybe you don't even know why you're still holding on to it. Like maybe you sense that you're meant to let go of some things and let this transformation take place within you. But your body almost, or like your instinct is like clinging to something. And I wonder if there's something there for you to look at. That's interesting. There might be a reason. I'm not just here to tell you like, let it go. It's time to let it go. Like maybe there's something you're not meant to leave behind that's mixed up in the fray of what you are meant to leave behind. Maybe we're not leaving something behind. Maybe that's what your instinct is telling you. So what is this? Let's see. Okay, we have the Six of Swords. That is the light at the end of the tunnel. So that's where we're headed. We have the Eight of Pentacles, which is mastering something, like mastering a craft. And then let's pull one more. And wow, we have the Chariot. I did mention the Chariot card, another major arcana. So you're being carried by the divine into the next phase of your journey. The Eight of Pentacles being about mastering your craft. I think that's where we're going to find this answer. There's something in the Eight of Pentacles about why you're clinging to something. So let me look at it. Okay, it feels like you put a lot of love and energy into something in your world and you don't want it to be for nothing. But it's not for nothing. What you're meant to do is to take all that love and energy and intention that you put in. And this could even be about like relationships. This can be about a work situation. There's something here that you've grown and learned a lot from, where you can take those glints of light, those glints of wisdom that you've attained through that process. While maybe it didn't materialize the way you hoped it would, there's something tangible to still be taken away from what that was. Whether, again, that was a relationship that didn't work out or a work situation that didn't work out, whatever it may be, you can still, like, I think there's a part of you you think you have to abandon some of it that you don't have to abandon, because the part that you're not meant to abandon is actually a reflection of who you are. You may have just projected it onto the external circumstance, person, etc. So I think you're meant to sit with that for a minute and recognize the part of it that's just you, that's always been you, and that's always been the love in your own heart for life, for others, for yourself, and claim that back into your heart. And then it feels like you'll be finally ready to launch forward into this beautiful new life. That's interesting. So it feels almost like a soul retrieval in a way, like you haven't wanted to let go of something, and maybe you've been baffled as to why. Like, why can't I let go of this? 222 as I looked up at the camera. Or 2222. But yeah, it's like, why can't I let go of this, But it's because it's a part of you still lingering there. You can't let go of that part. You can let go of the circumstance, person, etc., but you can't let go of that part of you. So spend some time there and reclaim that. Cool. Because otherwise you're ready to go. Like the divine is in control and taking you in this new phase of your journey, and you're ready. You're absolutely ready. And you just have to surrender and let go, and you'll be carried there. Oh, and I like this is 6, 7, 8. It's like a total perfect flow. Just make sure no parts of you are left behind. No parts of you are left behind. If there are things you need to release, that's fine. But all of you wants to feel whole moving forward. So just make sure that you are. Okay, I'm going to pull, yeah, I just wanted to touch on over here, the World card. It was kind of pulling me in again. The World is about completion, is about things coming into full fruition. You have dreams, long-held dreams. You have creations, things you've been manifesting and walking towards that are about to be in full fruition. I don't think you understand that, like, because that word full keeps coming in. You can have all that you're dreaming of. Don't leave anything out. There's a vision on your heart that is meant to be fulfilled. Don't leave any of it behind you. You're letting go of so much, but you don't have to let go of the essence of the dream. Letting go of a person or a place or a thing doesn't mean you're letting go of that part of you that was in love with it. It just means that you get to reclaim all of that inside your soul, and then you get to find something that reflects it back to you, that either sticks around or that is more healthy and whole and is more authentic to your nature, it's just going to make more sense moving forward. You don't have to leave any part of yourself behind. Don't worry about that. Okay, I'm going to pull a card from the Vibrational Energy Oracle card. And then we'll pull a few affirmations from the Butterfly Affirmations, but that will be your reading. Okay. Okay. You have, it just says shift it. And then we have this like fierce woman with her third eye kind of, I don't know, powerfully, it feels like a force. So I think your intuition and the power of your will is going to come into play moving forward. And that cleaning up and making sure all of you is on board, that chariot energy, it kind of does feel like you're making sure everybody's like all hands and arms are in the chariot. Let's go. Like you're making sure everybody's here. All of you is here and ready to move forward. And then once you get all of you on board, it's like your determination is unmatched, and this fear drops. Everything drops moving forward, and you're just determined on a mission, and nothing can stop you because the divine is the one carrying you. You're just kind of like holding the reins, like, okay, like, but yeah, you've got this. You're moving into an amazing phase of your journey and fruition of your dreams, and a sense of wholeness that keeps coming through too, like a sense of being proud and feeling whole and feeling complete and feeling like you've accomplished something truly. It's like there's going to be a newfound like sense of self-confidence once you get in that new place. Like, okay, I did this, I can do anything. And it just like from there, sky's the limit and you'll never look back. So it's really, this is gorgeous. Okay, let's pull your butterfly cards, and that will be that. And again, group number 4 is security. It's all locked in. It's just your choice if you want to walk forward towards it or not. And I have no doubts that you will. So I let go of the past. I trust in the future, and I accept the present moment. Boom. It is safe for me to explore unknown worlds and try new things. Alrighty, group number 4. Thank you so much for being here. I am honored by your presence, and I hope I see you in another one. Bye. All right, my lovely human. If you'd like to be supported by me more deeply through powerful energy healing transmissions that serve as monthly anchor points to keep you grounded and aligned to your most fulfilling and abundant path, along with access to a growing collection of exclusive soulful pick-a-flower readings, I'd be honored to have you in the sacred space of my Little Flower Patreon community. My intention is for this space to be a spiritual lifeline to healing, clarity, and soul alignment, a sacred container that leaves you feeling free and safe to unfold into your most authentic and abundant nature. I've made this accessible at just $8 per month, intentionally so as the number 8 symbolizes abundance, balance, and unity. If you feel called, feel free to like, comment, or subscribe to the Little Flower YouTube channel, as all of these exchanges help not only for my channel growth, but for me to feel connected to the fabric of the community who finds their way into the energetic space I've created. Feel free to browse my single infinite prayer energy healing transmissions, check out my adorable merch featuring my bee and flowers logo and the phrase, "Hello, lovely human," and leave me a tip, or in other words, buy me a coffee if you feel called to. Everything you'll need is listed in the description box below. Last but not least, I have another YouTube channel called Soul Hearken, which is my heart and soul in video form. If you feel called to it, I'd be honored to have you over there as well. With so much gratitude, I send you prayers of happiness, peace, health, and wealth. You are honored and loved.